Hello everyone, this is Anahita Rao, and today we are going to discuss a topic related to spirituality, um, and basically it is to see how Ketu gets spiritualized in the chart. Now, normally for seeing spirituality in a chart, we have to look at two grahas and how they're interacting. One is, of course, Jupiter, and the other one is Ketu. Now, as we all know and have read, Ketu is normally the Gark that you look at for moksha, for spirituality, for liberation, etc. But on its own, it may not be functioning that way in your chart, because in order for Ketu to function spiritually, there have to be certain conditions present. So I'd like to look at that today. In this regard, first I'm going to talk about Jupiter. So now, as everyone knows, Jupiter is the Gyan Karaka. It signifies knowledge, it signifies wisdom, and it is, of course, always known as the Guru, which is also the dispeller of darkness. So the condition of Jupiter has to be seen in a chart to understand spiritual inclinations. Under the right position, under the right placement of Jupiter, one can pursue, of course, spiritual pursuits. Now, let's talk about Ketu quite briefly. So now, in order for Ketu to get spiritualized, Ketu known also as a south node, it is a shadow planet. Remember, it's not a physical planet. But of course, Ketu along with Rahu are very, very critical points in the horoscope. Now, in order for Ketu to be acting spiritually in a chart and to show spiritual inclination in a person, we have to look at a number of conditions. First, we need to see whether it is under the influence of Jupiter or the 5th or 9th lord. So it can be by conjunction or it can be by aspect. Is it sitting in a moksha house, which is basically the water signs, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio? Is it placed in one of the moksha houses, which is 4, 8, and 12? Or it can also be placed in the 5th and the 9th house, because that also has spiritual inclination. It's more of a dharma house, but because Ketu does well there, it can show spiritual inclination as well. Now, the more conditions that apply, obviously, the stronger the chart is for spirituality. Then one other thing that I want to actually cover briefly is this concept called Sarpa Drekna, which is basically, now what does that mean? Planets falling in signs of Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, showing the spiritual liberation. But to be even more specific, in those water signs, there are certain degrees where it is where under in Sanskrit it's known as Sarpadrakana, which basically means serpent energy, which is where the Kundalini gets awakened. So if Ketu is Ketu or Jupiter, as a matter of fact, are sitting in these particular degrees, then of course you have a higher inclination towards spirituality, and also you can that way energize the planet pertaining to that is sitting in those degrees pertaining to your chart. So for instance, the Sarpa Drekana is identified as the 2nd and 3rd Drekana of Cancer. So what does that mean? If Ketu or Jupiter is sitting between 10 and 30 degrees of Cancer. And The other one is the first and second Drekana of Scorpio. Essentially, that would mean anywhere from 0 to 20 degrees of Scorpio. And then, of course, the third is the second and third Drekana of Pisces. So again, like Cancer, it would mean between 10 and 30 degrees of Pisces. So if you have your Ketu and Jupiter sitting there, along with the fact that they're getting aspected by each other, or they're getting aspected by the 5th or 9th lord, or they're sitting in moksha houses, then your Ketu is getting spiritualized, and it does show inclination towards spirituality and liberation in your chart. Thank you. That is all for press like, and if you would like to subscribe to my channel, I will be posting videos here on a regular basis. Thank you. Bye-bye.